All right, you guys. So I wanted to get this video up here because a lot of people have recently been talking about Harley Davidson Go Woke, Go Broke. I didn't want to say anything, but it's all over social media. Everybody keeps slamming the motor company, talking about their CEO, vice president, president, everybody in the entire board of directors as well. So they've made some choices. They've done a couple things. They've had some programs that they've ran where it showed that they were in alignment with the LGBTQ community. Regardless of how we feel on this, Harley has not gone woke. Harley Davidson has always been a woke company. So before you guys get all mad and defensive, we need to look back to the 1960s and 70s, where Harley Davidson clearly took themselves out of contention with all other motorcycle companies by separating themselves with clubs, separating themselves with 1% lifestyle, 1% groups. It wasn't until really Willie G started coming out with the Super Glide and the FXRs that we started to see any kind of outlaw or club related type motorcycles, parts, accessories, even the clothing from Harley Davidson. So if you go back into the 1960s and 70s, you can see advertisements from Harley Davidson with people wearing polo shirts, girls wearing like poodle skirts. It was very sock hop. It was doctors and lawyers were who they were advertising to. Even if we fast forward to the 1990s, my father-in-law purchased a 98 Electra Glide Classic. It was almost $19,000 in the late 90s. If you equate that to today's market, where we're now in 2024, and the bikes are selling, a similar bike to that is selling for $26,000. If you do the math on that with all of our inflation, he bought his house for around $30,000 back in the early 90s. So compare that to now, where the average house price is $350,000 to $450,000. I would say Harley has always been a very expensive motorcycle, and it's very out of touch with the working class, which is mainly the people that buy Harley Davidson motorcycles. They've always aimed towards more of a doctor lawyer type feel. They were always kind of an upper echelon bike. They were always kind of they prided themselves on being out of reach of most people. Now, they always went with kind of what the status quo was. So back then you had advertisements with sock hop dress, people wearing the poodle dresses, people wearing turtlenecks and the polo t-shirts. Go back and look at the vintage advertisement, and then flash forward to now, where a lot of the advertisement is the dark side of Harley. They even came out with the dark side thing they were running for a minute in the 2000s when they came out with the hard candy custom paint. And now the advertisement is more rebellious. It's that guy on the Harley, leather outfit. All right, so who likes leather more than the LGBTQ community? I don't know. They've always been kind of drawn towards the biker aesthetic. If you look back to even Village People, and one of their characters is the leather-clad biker. It's very known in that community. They definitely want to play cosplay, and a big thing with this new woke generation is dressing up and playing a part. whether it is them trying to identify as something at the moment, or whether it's something that they've always wanted to be that they know that they're not and they're trying to be. So I don't think that Harley Davidson is going to lose sales over going woke. I don't think it's something they care about because they have always been a woke company. They've never really went after their core rider, which is the hard working class, blue collared. It's always been more aligned with the upscale, and it hasn't been till recent till they started reaching out to some of those other I guess you could say misfit or outcasts of society. And now they're really starting to embrace that because they see that there are a lot of people that are looking for that home. They're looking for that club to be a part of. So if they can, they're going to grab that as much as they can. But going back to the sales declining, I don't think that has anything to do with Harley Davidson going woke at all. If you guys paid attention to my videos over the last couple of years, 2023, they were not selling that many motorcycles. You can clearly see in your dealerships, if you go to them now, there are still 23 models sitting on the floor. And the ones that are on the floor, they are very aggressively cutting costs and price on because they're trying to move them. They have to get them sold. They're paying overhead every month that they're sitting there. So 23 was not a great year for Harley Davidson. 22 was not a record number of sales for Harley Davidson. So we have seen a steady decline over the last 3 years in sales. The trend graph is going down, and I don't think it has anything to do with them being woke. That is just what has popped up recently here with all the new woke things that are going on. But I think it has more to do with there was not really much innovation coming out of Harley Davidson for 22 and 23. And I think they really doubled down a lot on 24. But I think the economy and I think the interest rates really stifled that movement. So it's really hard to sell units when you have a country that is absolutely struggling. Do I think that the struggle this country is going through right now financially is in part to woke politics? 100%. And I think that as Harley Davidson supporters and riders, I'm going to continue to ride a Harley Davidson. I don't care if their agenda is super woke. We live in a country that is absolutely, totally super woke. You could see it in every aspect of our country at this point. And until we actually dig deep inside ourselves as Americans and find out what truly defines us and where our morals actually are, until we stop fighting amongst ourselves and dividing ourselves into subcategories, and we start actually embracing the fact that we are Americans and we're in the greatest country the world has ever known, I don't think sales are going to skyrocket through the ceiling anywhere that you look. But is it worth boycotting Harley Davidson? You could go ahead and try, but the company has been around since 1903. They're the only remaining American motorcycle manufacturer in the world, and they're always going to be. Indian is just Polaris wearing a cosplay outfit. So you guys can say what you want. You can switch bikes up all you want. I ride Harley Davidson. I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American. I work hard for my money. I save up a lot of money so that I can afford the Harley Davidson parts. Will I be wearing a lot of their t-shirts and clothing? I don't know. But will I be riding their motorcycles? You damn well better believe it.